push-ups. I want to talk push-ups because I see so many, especially girls, not to hate on the girls, I'm a girl, but girls doing push-up videos on Instagram, on Facebook, and while it's great that they're out there trying, props to them, there's no reason why a girl can't do a technically correct push-up. I kind of have a thing against, if you're gonna do something, do it right. There's no point in doing it bad with improper technique. My former clients, my current clients, they all know I'm kind of a technique Nazi, but for good reason. I want to prevent injury. I want people to work out for the rest of their lives. I want longevity. For myself, I had lots of injuries, so I've learned from all my injuries. So we're just going to go over a few push-up progressions. There's obviously a lot more out there. You're going to see many other varieties. I'm just going to go over a few of the basics if you're struggling with push-ups. So one of the most important things to remember is to start where you're at. Don't keep doing or don't keep attempting a regular push-up every day if you're just struggling, you're twisting. A lot of people twist if they have a certain spot that's weak or their back's caving in. Don't keep trying to do a regular push-up every day if that's not where you're at. Start where you're at. So we're going to go over a few of them. Usually I'll have people do this on a box. You can do it on a bench. Well, first let's just go over an improper push-up, in my mind, though it's not technically incorrect, it's still a legit push-up, is out here, elbows are out, they go down, they might bend their head down, something like that. It's not a great push-up. It's not wrong, but when you're way out here, that puts a lot of pressure on these shoulders, puts a lot of pressure on my shoulders. For shoulder longevity and joint health, just like any movement we do in the gym, the closer you are to your body, the better it is, the safer it is for your joints, for everything. So if you keep your elbows in nice and close, just like this, and let your chest touch on your head, so you want to kind of look forward, it's a lot better on those shoulders. I don't feel nearly as much stress on my shoulder joints. It makes it more of a tricep muscle push-up. And it is kind of awkward to get used to. If you're used to doing this, just bring it in. It's going to be harder. You'll be better off in the end. So, the first progression I'll do is your hands are going to be here. All you're doing is bringing your chest down, never your head. You never want to reach like this. Heads up. Bring your chest to the bench. Push back. Same concepts. So you're on your knees. You don't want your elbows to go out. So you're not doing this. You're keeping everything in a plank and tight. Going down just like that. That's too easy for you. You control how difficult it is. You can move back. Do the same thing. Just like that. Keeping your butt up a little bit. Another version, if you want a more realistic push-up feel. Not everyone likes these, but this is just another one I'll show you. You hang your body off the bench. So start with it kind of right at your hips, right there. Same thing. It's a little bit harder to keep your elbows in nice and tight because it's a little more awkward, but that's your goal. Coming down, just like that. That's too easy. Bring it out a little bit, just like that. I don't have shoes on because I just got done swimming and I just don't feel like wearing shoes or socks yet. So one of the reasons, this is a great example, why push-ups are so much harder for girls is because hips are our center of gravity versus males, their center of gravity is their chest. So they have general more upper body strength, and then their hips aren't so hard to get off the ground. So by doing it off the bench like this, it keeps your hips in the air, unless you get used to it like that. So from there, you need that. You go to the knee push-up, which I'm sure a lot of you have done. So you're on your knees, you don't have to cross your legs, you can do whatever you like. Hands are right under the shoulders, you don't want them way out here, you want them right under your shoulder line. Same thing, you're going down, lowering your chest, elbows are in, so they're not out here like chicken wings. My hips are high in the air, so I'm not letting them sag. Right here, and back up. Everything's tight, your core is tight, your abs are tight, everything's just tight, nothing's loose. It's all working right now. It's not just your arms, it's not just your chest. And back up. Keeping that butt kind of in the air. Let it poke up, that's okay. So from the knee push-up, if you're ready for that, if you can do about 10 knee push-ups, then you go to a regular push-up. So you're on your toes, Hands are in the same place, keeping those elbows nice and tight. Chest comes down and back up. I like to look forward, or sometimes my neck curls under too. Just like that. Notice when I'm doing these that my shoulders and my hips stay on the same plank field. So I'm not going down, getting stuck, and doing a little yoga stretch here. Well, that is a good stretch. I'm here. If my shoulders are coming up, my hips are coming up. They stay together just like a plank would. Down, up. When you start doing this a lot, that's where you're going to get into a lot of lower back pain. If you let that lumbar part of your back curl too much, puts a lot of pressure right there. If you don't already have back pain, you will, especially if you're doing a lot of reps of push-ups, or even when you're doing burpees. Burpees are the same. You do burpees pretty fast. If you're constantly going down for a burpee and coming back up like that, which a lot of people do, when you're younger, you probably won't notice it, but as you get older, you'll have more lower back pain and pressure there. So just start now and keep those hips on the same field as your shoulders so they move together. There's several varieties of more challenging push-ups you can do. One of them I have on my Instagram. It's kind of fun. It's pretty hard to come back up from it. It's called a Divebomber Push-up. So you start kind of downward dog, just like this. You go and here and back the same way. So again, start in downward dog, bring your chest down nice and steady, and here and back. Those are pretty challenging if you do more than 5 of them, I guess. Another one, I call them oblique push-ups. Some people call them lizards, or I'm sure there's a lot of names. I'll do it from the side so you can see what my legs are doing. So every time you're going down, you're bringing your knee, the goal is anyway, to bring your knee to your elbow. So what you're doing is a push-up with an oblique crunch, which is the side of your abs. So going down and doing this. Same thing, you want to keep your elbows in, those same basic concepts. Keep your hips up a little bit, elbows are in, chest is touching, you're not reaching forward with your head. There's other versions, there's walking push-ups. You can just take a step, you go down. Same thing. It's a little harder to keep your elbows in on those because you're taking a wider step. Those are all good. One thing I want to go over is called a proper push-up. These, again, allow females especially just to keep your hips up in the air. So your butt's way up there while you're doing these. So what they are, there's a knee version and regular. If you're on your knees, you're going down, you land on your chest, put your hands out. My hips are way up in the air. It's very easy to come up from a push-up when my hips are already up. So if you're trying to transition into a regular push-up, do a few of these variations that are just a little bit easier. Same thing if you're doing a regular push-up, going down on the chest, keeping my hips up, and here. You can even keep them higher too. Just like that. And again, that's called a proper push-up. This one's kind of fun. You can use a ball like this, which is kind of high actually, or if you have one of those discs that are just a little bit flatter, that's a little bit easier to use. So you can do it the slow motion way, where you're kind of doing this, step over, or you can put a little jump in there. It's probably the most jumping I'll do, push-up style for my shoulders. So you're going down, just like that, a little more tiring. So keep in mind, hips and shoulders stay on the same playing field. One doesn't sag before the other. Save that for the yoga mat things. If you're gonna do a push-up, focus on quality versus quantity. You'll look much better, you'll progress better. Save those joints. You only got 2 shoulder sockets and joints. Save them, you want them for life. Thanks for watching.